that Mano Ganshan violated the constitution of Sri Lanka by actively speaking on behalf of the separate state called Tamilila in the Pongu Thamil event that recently broadcast by the Rupine Corporation.
I don't think so. In year 2005, that time it was legal for the Tamil politicians or similar politicians or southern politicians to go to Kilinochi and take part in the political events organized with the political department of Liberation Tagisar Tamil. Not only Mano Ganshan, just me, with the cabinet ministers of today's government, Mr. Chandrasekharan, Mr. Tondaman, Mr. Rajendra Senaratne, Mr. Milendra Marogada, Mr. G.L. Piris. All these people went into Kilinochi, took part in many events. One of the event is the Pongu Thamil event. And some are talking about the Heroes Day Festival. I have never taken part in any Heroes Day Festival of LTTE. That is a fact. But I don't say that taking part in Heroes Day Festival or Pongu Thamil festivals are wrong. Even today in Colombo, the south, Janata Miti Paramana is commemorating their heroes every November and every April. What is that? Those are the people who were classified as insurgents or terrorists in 1988-89 period. The people who had taken bombs to the parliament, who had attacked Dalada Mandire, who had blasted transformers and bridges, assassinated many number of politicians and Buddhist monks and members of armed forces and police forces. So that is it. So if Janata Miti Paramana can commemorate their own heroes in Colombo and South, among the people in South, why can't anybody in the North commemorate their heroes? But I have not taken part in any such events. That is one thing. Second thing is, I have taken note of the news item telecast in the Rupine Corporation sometime before, at the eve of the Western Provincial Council elections, because they wanted to put me down in the Western Provincial Council elections. So they had arranged this news item through the Rupine Corporation and put it down. I saw that recently in the news item in the UT. What does it says? A single commentator in the Rupine comes out and says, behind where I was speaking at a Pongu Thamil stage, he is saying that Mano Ganshan Mahatmya, Kolama Jeewathana Mano Ganshan Mahatmya, 1 year gilla, a Janata Amatala, Mukata Kiyanne. Aviya Dadar Ganne Gilgino. Ilam Raju Do Karane Gilgino. Amolika Boru, all lies. I have never said that. What I speak in Tamil on the stage is very much audible. I got the translation here. What I correctly say is that I was referring to the Pongu Thamil event, that assembly. I said, I believe this assembly is sending a message to the international community. That is still, we are prepared to live by unity and equality with the Sri Lankan Sinhala people. But if the Sri Lankan nation fails to embrace us, the Tamils, with unity and equality, we will have no alternative way out but seek cooperation. I believe this is the message of this assembly to the international community. What is wrong in that? What is wrong in that? That time it was a war and peace situation between LTTE and Sri Lankan government. And we were all out to bring the solution to this war. We were all out to bring a political solution. So that is what we went there. That is what I went there. I don't know how, on what grounds others went there, but I went there on this aim only. So, unless and until equality is created among the Tamil and Sinhala and Muslim communities in this island, this country, nobody can prevent separation, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. That is the basic condition. That is what I said that. I never asked the Vani people to carry arms or for them to support LTTE. That was not my aim. I had never been a person who ever asked people to take up arms, whether in north or south or east or west or central. I am always a democratic politician. That is my aim. But within my democratic radius, I fight, I struggle for the democratic political aspirations of the Tamil people, this country. So it is, I challenge the Sri Lankan authorities, the authorities running the Sri Lankan Rupine Corporation, or the Minister, Mr. Priyadarshana Yapa, to prove, bring evidence in front of the people without these lies, cunning lies, criminal lies, to bring evidence from the in front of people. If they can bring any evidence to the effect that I have asked people to carry arms. I bet my own head to that.
Okay. Do you agree that the LTTE is a massive human rights violator of all time? If so, what is your opinion about human rights activist Mano Ganshan speaks in favor of the LTTE in one of their rallies?
You see, now we have seen not only Mano Ganshan, many others go and speaking to the LTTE's political department. I refer some names. Minister Chandrasekharan, Raja Senaratna, GL Piris, and many number of members of international community or human rights organizations go and meeting LTTE. There is nothing wrong. We try to correct them. We try to bring them into the political mainstream. But however, when the reference made to LTTE as terrorist organization, you must not forget LTTE is also an armed resistance vanguard movement of the Tamil resistance movement against the injustices, discriminations, oppression of the Sri Lankan state. While calling LTTE a terrorist, I also wish to identify Sri Lanka state also as a terrorist state, because we have witnessed Sri Lanka state terrorism in this country for a very long time. So it is not fair by identifying only one party as terrorist and giving a free license to the other party. It is not correct. That is not my aim. What I say is that the Sri Lanka state as a legitimate elected state, with that legitimacy, they cannot escape from the blame. And by being a legitimate elected government, they have their own credibility and acceptance among the world community. In the Sri Lanka state, the government which is representing the Sri Lanka in the United Nations, in the other world forums, in the other world community. So that credibility, the acceptance, legitimacy come along with responsibility. So Sri Lankan government cannot raise their hands, the fingers at the LTTE and escape from the blame. So it is not only the LTTE, but Sri Lankan government is also playing terrorism in this soil. So that is what I got to say. So I am always the forefront in condemning terrorism of all parties, whether it is LTTE or TMVP or any other armed group, and also the government of Sri Lanka. So we'll have to sit at that level and discuss. We'll have to sit at that level and look at this total issue.